Hey friends, Sharon here with the Group VBS team, and we are digging into day 2 of Cosmic Closing, where we're going to learn that we can shine Jesus' light when people don't get along. So let's get started and take a look at the supplies that you'll need. You're going to need some white vinegar, some baking soda, a little candle, a lighter. You're going to need a couple of lemons and a plate that you can cut on, a knife. You're going to need a couple of balloons. You're going to need 3, 4, 5 different balloons. You're going to need a tablespoon measuring, a packet of True Lemon, and a funnel, and then just some basic kitchen water. So I'm going to show you the things that you're going to want to prep long before your day 2 Cosmic Closing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to prep these bottles. You're going to need 3 16.9 ounce bottles, and actually it's just a water bottle, so something that you have easy access to. You're going to take off the labels and you're going to measure 1/3 of your bottle with white vinegar. So I'm going to do this right now so you can just see how easy it is. You're just going to pour. So I'm just going to check it out there, and you can see that I need a little bit more added. Okay, there you go. That looks great. Now the second step to prepping this is you're going to be prepping your balloon. Now with this part, you want to use a balloon that is 12 inches in diameter, a 12-inch balloon. And so I've got my balloon here, and you are going to add baking soda to it. Now here is a tip. We have learned that the least expensive baking soda clumps the least. And so a lot of us might go to get that Arm & Hammer, which is that brand that's been around forever. We've actually found that just a generic brand works maybe even a little bit better. And you're gonna just add in 3 tablespoons of baking soda. Now, that one is going in pretty well. Oh, you can see there's a couple of clumps in there. Little tip that we found, you know those zip ties that you use to hang your banner up in VBS decorations? If you just poke that in there, it will just let that baking soda slide into the neck of the balloon. So that was 1 tablespoon. Now we're gonna add our 2nd tablespoon. Just kind of getting it to slide on in there. Might need to use this little poke it around. All right, okay, and now we're just gonna add our last tablespoon. The great thing about this is you can have all this prep done before the closing happens, and if you were prepping this for VBS, like at my church, I would fill up these bottles and keep the lids for them, and then you can just seal them up and they are ready to go for VBS week. And make sure people know it's not water, it's vinegar. That would be really sour. Okay, so we just about have all of this baking soda in here. Again, these zip ties are great. A shorter one would maybe even work better. Getting all that baking soda just tucked into this balloon. Couple of clumps in there. And then once you have it in, I've got 1 more clump in here. So now here is a really important tip. So you've got your baking soda in your balloon. When you have your water bottle, and I'm just gonna open this up, you can see how there is this little black ring. You want to save this ring because you're going to use that to help secure the balloon to the top of the water bottle. So I've got my black ring here from this bottle, and I am just going to take my balloon. And if you've got long nails, you want to be careful because you don't want to puncture the balloon. First, you want to take this ring and put this on as well. So you've got your ring going on the balloon here. And then you're just gonna slide it over, and you wanna get it all the way down the neck of that water bottle, and then you're just gonna snug this down, and it kinda, did you hear that little click? It just kinda clicked into place. When you put your baking soda in here, you can see this reaction that's happening. That is what not to do. You really need to pinch this to securely bring it back down, because otherwise your experiment is going to go crazy. So I think we can save that. and we'll keep going. Okay, so now that you've seen kind of what the basic prep is for these bottles, I want to show you about the lemon. At one point during the experiment, you're going to hold up a lemon and you want to have pre-prepped your second lemon. I'm just going to move some of these things out of the way here. You want to pre-prep the other lemon and you just want to cut off, I want you to see this here, the end. You're trying to not cut into the fleshy part of the lemon, just the end of it, but you're really focusing on the rind because you're going to be using this end of the lemon a little bit later. So we're going to keep that. And that's all you need to do to get ready. So we're going to get started with our tasting of lemon. So we'll be right back. First thing you're gonna do with one of those 12-inch balloons is you're gonna inflate it as big as possible and draw a smiley face on it with that Sharpie marker. And then kids are gonna be calling out family and friends that make them happy, and this balloon has a happy face on it. And we're gonna just be pretending that this balloon is one of those people. And our friend here is pretty happy. You're just gonna be bouncing around like that. And then you are going to hold up a lemon that hasn't been cut. And what words, kids are gonna call out words that describe how a lemon tastes. And you'll just repeat some of those words to them. And then we are gonna explore what those words and actions do to us. So then you'll invite your crew leaders to reach down by their crew signs, and some of your cosmic assistants will have put out prior to closing on day 2 the True Lemon packets here. And the True Lemon packets, the crew leader is going to be in charge of that, and they are going to sprinkle a little bit of that True Lemon into each crew member's hand. Now, as the leader, you know kids are going to want to go and just lick that down right away, but you want them to wait until you invite them to do that with you. And so tell them, wait for my signal, and then crew leaders, you're gonna raise your hand when everyone's got that True Lemon. And as their kids are getting that True Lemon, you are going to grab your lemon end that you have cut off, and you're gonna invite one of your cosmic friends to come up here, and I'm gonna have Megan come up here, and you're going to, on your count, you're gonna tell everyone, okay, it's time to taste that True Lemon, and I want you to show me what a lemon tastes like. And so you're gonna taste it, and you're gonna kind of make that sour face and go, wow, that's awful, not a happy look. And your helper then is gonna take the end of that lemon, but you wanna warn your crowd to say, there's going to be a popping sound. So if you're uncomfortable with that, cover your ears. And then we're gonna talk about how bitter words are powerful. And your assistant is squeezing the end of that lemon, and just like that, the balloon is going to pop, and you are gonna say, sour, bitter words are powerful. And I gotta tell you, we had to practice this multiple times because the first few times I was like, it is a little alarming, but you can do it with some practice. Let's move on to our burn a balloon segment. Now we're gonna use another balloon, and you are going to inflate it and draw a smiley face on it again. And a tip here is that you want the face to be this way so you can hold the balloon at the top. So you don't want it to go this way because you're going to be dipping this into a candle. So you want your hands to be as far away from that flame as possible. So you're gonna be talking about how we just had those lemons and how sometimes words are not just sour, they are hot and angry. So you're going to use your little clicker here and light that candle. A tip is I would always recommend using a clicker instead of matches. It's just easier to use, safer. You can just tuck that away, and you're going to, you're gonna say people try to hurt each other with words that are fiery, and you're gonna take this, and again, there's going to be a loud sound. So if you're uncomfortable with that, you might encourage kids to cover their ears, and you're going to just hold this right over the candle, and it's gonna pop just like that. Here's another little tip. Maybe you noticed how this balloon wasn't as inflated as the previous balloon with the lemon. We used a balloon that's just a little bit smaller size or just underinflated, and the sound is not quite as loud. That is a friendly tip. So you're gonna get a half a cup of water into your balloon. Oh, that looks great, Megan. And then you're gonna set down that water and you're gonna inflate it. Then you're gonna tie it off, and then we're gonna see if our kind words make a difference when the heat is on. So you're gonna hold this back over your flame here, and you're going to see what happens to our balloon. And you're gonna notice that even though we're close, this rubber is not catching on fire and this balloon is not going to pop. So yes, when we have positive words, we can shine Jesus' light and help this friend stand strong. Your kind words that those kids called out gave strength during a hard time. And you know, Megan, isn't that a great help when people aren't getting along? Absolutely. Well, we're gonna end day 2 with a big bang, and we're gonna need 3 friends up here total. So I'm gonna invite Julie to come back up, and you're gonna get those balloons that you prepped up long before day 2 started. So now this is the part where we are going to inflate our balloons with joy, because the Bible verse on day 2 is live in harmony with each other. So when everyone works together and gets along, we're gonna do this experiment to see what happens. So we've got our 3 bottles that we've already prepped. Remember, we've got our vinegar a third of the way full. We've got our balloons that are 12 inches, and we've saved the lid from the bottle and you've put it on top here. Here's a really important tip. When I invite us all to turn these upside down, we all wanna hang on to the top of this bottle here because we don't want that balloon to come off. And so we're gonna invite kids that when we fight, we can use our words to bring hope, and that's how we can shine Jesus' light. So you ask your audience to keep calling out the verse for the day, which is live in harmony with each other. Let's say that together once. Live in harmony with each other. And we're gonna see what happens when friends do that. So here we go. Let's say that verse together, and we're gonna tip these over, okay? Live in harmony with each other. Live in harmony with each other. Live in harmony with each other. Wow, this is so cool. Isn't that awesome when we live in harmony? Look at how these balloons are inflating. That's so exciting. You are gonna have so much fun on day 2 at Cosmic Closing. Have a blast.